This demonstration, what we'll do, we have generated the signed APK and now we want to run this signed application project into our mobile device. So at the moment the APK is generated in our project directory and we will be redirected to the project directory where the project is created. The project is created here with the name app_release.apk and it is created within the directory C taskdb app. Okay. Now what am I going to do is, let's say if I rename this app to something like my taskdb.apk and I want to run this application within my device. So I'll go to my mobile phone here, I'll turn the USB storage on. I will be installing this database and then I'm going to view. So USB storage has been turned on at the moment and I'm going to copy my taskdb app in my device here. So in case if you're not connected through ADB driver, you can directly copy and paste your application in your project and you can install it directly. So I have just copied the application into my device. I'm going to turn off the USB storage. Okay. Now I will go to my home screen where I will scroll to File Manager. In the File Manager, I will go to my phone memory. I will search for my application. The application name is taskdb.apk. It's like 1213 MB. I'm going to click on this app. We'll go with package installer. He's asking me, do you want to install this application, taskdb app? So yes, I want to install it. It's installing the application. Application has been installed. Okay. Now, so once we will click on open. Okay. Let's say I have clicked on open. So now my application is running. I'll go to my terminal emulator to show you what has been done till the moment. So within my data directory, if I come here and you can see that if I execute ls and I'm going to search for application with the name task something, let's say we'll search for task, or let's say we'll search for something like hackveda_devanshu.hackveda. Okay, so all the files. Okay, I'm sorry, we'll just come to the data directory. We were in the wrong directory at that moment. So we'll go to the data directory and here we are going to, at this moment the current directory is /data/data. Within this directory I am going to execute my ls and I am going to search for all the applications which has the package name devanshu.hackveda. So I have these three applications and my application is taskdb app. So now this is represented here because we have installed the application. So this actually is the context of my application. So we'll go to devanshu.hackveda.taskdb app. We'll do ls. At the moment you can see that only library is displayed because we have not executed our application. So for the very first time, as soon as we execute the application, our database will be created. So let me just take you to the application and now we are going to execute our taskdb app. We are going to enter a task name and let's say task name is Android class and let's say we are going to enter task detail as timings are 6:30 PM onwards, something like this we have set. Okay. Now, so once we are done with this, we are going to save the task. As soon as we clicked on save task, you can see that saved has been displayed. Okay. At the same moment, if I take you to my terminal emulator here, and if I show you what differences you will encounter now, if we execute ls, now you can see that databases has been created. So we'll go to cd databases, and if we execute ls, tasker.db has been created. You cannot view the tasker.db directly here. You have to export this to your computer, and then you can use your SQLite program to open the tables. Okay, but programmatically we can see. So in order to view that programmatically, we'll get back to our application. Okay, and here what we'll do, we'll go to view task.
This DB name, how it came, task.
So here your data is being displayed in your results. So if we just get back again, and if we save one more value, let's say we are going to enter another task, and let's say this will be ethical hacking and postponed. Let's say I have entered some value like postponed or something, and I've saved the task. So the task has been saved. If I go and view the task, you can see that on the new line, now I'm getting two entries, one for ethical hacking and other for Android class. So this is how your database works. And now if you want to see how it is arranged, you can export your application database to your computer, and you can view that with the SQLite class or SQLite program. So let me just guide you how it can be done quickly. So what we have here is, let's say I'm going to export that to my computer, and to do this I'm going to use a program known as netcat on my command prompt. So let me just quickly explain you how that can be done. And for this, let's say we are going to make a directory. Let's say we're going to make a directory known as Parimal. Within this directory, we don't have anything at the moment, 0 bytes. So I'm going to listen verbose port on a port number 6789 for some file. And let's say this file will be tasker.db. Okay, it could be any name, you can use any name. What I did, I have opened a port number 6789 on my computer, and whatever data will be received on the 6789 port, I'm going to store that into a file known as tasker.db. Clear? At the moment it is empty. Now I'll go to my phone, and within my phone I'm going to execute the command nc-wait for 3 seconds, connect to server 192.168.1. Let me just quickly check the IP address of my machine. IP address of my machine is ipconfig pipemore. So IP address is 1.3 at the moment for my machine on wireless network interface. So what we can do, we can go here 1.3, and we can connect to port number 6789, and we can transfer like this. We can transfer our tasker.db. Okay, so tasker.db will be transferred. As soon as we press enter, we'll receive a connection. Okay, so we have got a connection 1.4, and if we execute dir at the moment, you can see that tasker.db of 4096 bytes has been created. Okay, so now we can, on our computer, we can use a program known as SQLite 3, and we can open this tasker.db. Clear? If we execute dot tables here, you can see that we have got a tasks table here. Okay, now if we do something like this, select star from tasks, tasks, so you can see that your values which are stored into your database is displayed here. If you want to arrange that in column format, so you can put mode to column, and you can put the headers on, and you can execute something like this, select star from tasks, and you'll get your task name and your task details properly. Clear? In the same way, let me just show you database of WhatsApp which we have exported. So what we can do is, let's say if you are, at the moment you are here, all other applications store their databases. let's say if we get out here and if I search for ls grep, let's say if I want to search for WhatsApp, okay, so I'm searching for WhatsApp within this directory and I got to know that there is a package com.whatsapp wherein we have databases for WhatsApp available. So we can go into this cd com.whatsapp. We can do an ls. You can see that we have shared preferences, databases, all the things are available here. So let's say we go to databases and here you have messages store.db wherein all the messages are stored. You have web view sessions as well, web sessions as well. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to export my message store.db from phone to my computer. To do this, I'll do something like this. Again, I'm going to listen on a port and this time I'm going to get whatsapp.db. Let's say I want to store WhatsApp messages into my computer. I want to back it up. To do this, I'll go to my computer here. I'm going to execute nc-wait for 3 seconds 192.168.1.3, connect on port number 6789 and transfer message store.db. So you can transfer the database from your mobile phone to your computer. As soon as the data is transferred, automatically the connection will be closed and we'll get the databases here. So once we get the database, we'll see how WhatsApp has arranged their tables and we can see what all elements we have. You can export your contacts, you can export database of any application. So all this can be done. It's like a security issue. You are accessing database of some other applications. In case if you want to modify the score of some games, you can do that. So a lot of things can be done.